Joining us to talk on that, we have Barrister Justin Gbagir. He's the former chairman, Nigerian Bar Association, Makodi branch. He's also the executive director, Justice and Rights Initiative. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, all right. Now, looking at the spate of insecurity in Nigeria, especially in northern Nigeria in recent weeks, particularly the one ranging from kidnapping, banditry, armed herdsmen, among other violent worries. What do you make of that? And how do you think Nigerians should react? Should we be very worried over these attacks?
Well, I think Nigeria is gradually drifting to a lawless society, and the government, particularly the federal government, is demonstrating its incapacity to look into this issue of insecurity. Section 14 sub 2b of the Constitution clearly states that the primary purpose of government is to secure lives and property of the citizens. And the president has all the security apparatus. He's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and he has all that it takes for him to address this issue of insecurity. I think it is the inability of the federal government to address this issue head-on that is giving the impetus to the bandits and the terrorists to continue to carry out this attack unabated. We have a situation where a lot of funds are being budgeted to address the issue of insecurity. And I think the federal government is just addressing this issue with a lip service. If we understand what we have the modern states, where man was living like wild animals, where the most powerful in the society had their way, at the point in time when the people decided to live in a communal lives and then started with kingship that developed into modern states that we have for the purpose of protecting themselves. So if the federal government is demonstrating its inability to secure the lives and property of Nigerians, then it is giving the citizens the opportunity to rise up one day and take laws into their hands to defend themselves. Because we have a situation where some people in this country, I listened to an interview from the governor of Bauchi State where he was saying that the Fulanis are global citizens. They have the right of free movement with their cows all over the world, and in Nigeria in particular, the Fulanis have the right to come all over the world and enter Nigeria and go to any part of the country. It's beats my imagination that somebody occupying that position of responsibility will be saying that kind of a thing. And I think the Fulani elites are the ones that are giving the impetus to the herdsmen, the Fulani herdsmen, who are doing all this hard job for them. And I think it will reach a situation where people will begin to rise and defend themselves because the government is failing in that responsibility. So for me, as long as the federal government is not living up to this responsibility, it is giving room for a revolution in this country. When it comes to political issues like the case in Rivers State, the president was quick to declare the state of emergency and dismantle democratic structures in that state because of his political interests. We have a situation where thousands of Nigerians are being killed all over the country, and he's doing nothing about it. Why don't he declare a state of emergency or security in this country and deploy all the arsenals at his disposal to deal with the security situation?
So with this, if they are taking the battle against these criminal elements, and we also have some school of thoughts who think that these might be politically motivated. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, whether it is politically motivated or religiously motivated, the buck stops at the table of Mr. President. If we have a leader that has the interest of Nigerians at heart, the essence of vying for that position is to protect Nigerians. That is the primary purpose of government. So whatever politics that is involved, whatever religious coronation that is involved, the president has the responsibility to all of us to protect us. And he is seemingly failing in that responsibility. Whether it is because he wants to be in the good books of certain sections of the country because of his second term or whatever. Because we have a pocket of other even state governors playing to the gallery because of second term. You must live up to your responsibility, live up to your oath of office that you took an oath to protect all Nigerians. And if you are failing in that responsibility, you will not even have any justification coming up for second term. To some of us, those are some of the indices, some of the yardstick that we'll use to determine whether somebody is vote in 2027. So whatever that Mr. President is doing, let him address this issue of insecurity. Because some people from other parts of the country feel that they are more Nigerians than the other. So the Mr. President, who is the symbol of our national unity, who is the president of all of us, who is the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, need to deploy all the security apparatus at his disposal to deal with this situation. Because in 2027, there may not be Nigerians to even vote for him. We need to have a Nigerian, a united Nigerian for us to go to the polls. So let him live up to that responsibility bestowed on him by the Constitution.
These growing acts of violence and terror. We've asked some people saying perhaps Nigerians should begin to arm and defend themselves. But would this not make us descend into a state of anarchy? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, for me, I also key into that school of thought. In fact, I listened to one video by, I think, the director of DSS, who was saying that the Nigerian Armed Forces, the DSS, the police, cannot
Oh, sadly, it seems the network is not on our side at this time. That was Barrister Justin Gbagir. He's a former chairman, Nigerian Bar Association, Makurdi branch. He's also the executive director, Justice and Rights Initiative.